Radio, KHBLLP, Hannibal.
Welcome, Hannibal Pirate fans. This is Joe Thomas down here at Frozen Sippies at 108 South Main Street, Marcus Allen's joint. We're down here for our usual Tuesday night meetings with Coach Jeff Gerswinder, and we've got a whole slew of offensive linemen. And, you know, I think we got, well, all but two offensive linemen starting, and starting linebacker James Wetton is here tonight with us. So, you know, Coach, we kind of came out of that game against Odessa here the other night a little flat, almost reminiscent of Helias, kind of in that first half of the game, just kind of a few things kind of stalled on us. Definitely there were some adjustments there in that second half of the game, and scoring 3 touchdowns there in that second half was a big boost for the Hannibal Pirates. You know, off defense, I think they did a really pretty good job the entire 4 quarters. Would that be a correct assessment from you?
Oh, yeah. You know, defense has been playing lights out, especially against a run. You know, when you take the run away as much as we did and force them to just have to throw the ball, it's tough for high school kids to be efficient, just throwing the ball all day long. So when you're able to take the run away like we did, I thought it was very beneficial to the game, keeping them from chewing up a bunch of clock and getting us the ball back.
Right. You know, I think you're exactly right there with that statement. But the thing that is quite refreshing is our secondary is not. I'm not going to say that they're big. I don't think they were as big as we were in 21 when we were at state the last time. But, man, they're fast and they can cover ground and they're wicked at picking balls. I mean, because I think that, you know, what are we averaging as far as interceptions go per game? I know that, well, we were 2, if not 3, the other night against Odessa. And so that's nice to be able to have that kind of confidence in the back in the secondary to kind of step up and make those plays. But when you got Cade Hoskins and Darian Washington, they're very football smart, and you know, Paris Chappell back there, and Nick Ferreira. Those guys their guys are pretty smart back there. Like you said, their football IQ is pretty up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, they play the ball well, very well. You know, and that's what helps a lot. You know, if you're able to play the ball well, it kind of takes the size out of the game. You know what I mean? They know when to time their jumps. They know when to attack the ball or the player. And on top of that, you know, we've got extremely fast linebackers and other safeties that rally to the ball too. And I think that's another thing that lets those guys take a few risks here and there, you know, and play the ball and be as aggressive as they do, because they know we got guys that can run it down if they do complete it.
Yeah, no, I think you're completely right. You know, what kind of adjustments did we see from you guys? Did you guys make there at halftime, Coach?
You know, offensively, defensively, just a couple things in their pass game. You know, just as far as being a little bit more aggressive, things like that, some stuff with our movements. Offensively, just changed a couple blocking schemes off the edge, mainly in our option and power game and everything, and made those defensive backs from Odessa have to come up and make tackles, and it's hard to do against our running back. So
it's very hard to do. You know, I got James Wetton's got the headset on over here. You know, James, you know, what you guys had to do there, and you know, you guys played a pretty tough game from first quarter through fourth quarter here on Friday night against Odessa, and they were a pretty good team. You know, as far as, did you guys have to see anything different from what you guys were kind of having to focus in and key in on from the linebacker spot?
I mean, they kind of were successful on 2 different plays, and with that back coming out of the field, and really that was just one thing we realized they're probably going to come out working a little bit more of that. But otherwise, we really noticed everything's working well. We're going to keep to our scheme, and we're going to come out being good.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, you know, did we have two interceptions? Was it Cade and Darian?
Yes, and we had
a fumble recovery by Paris had was it Trey that caused that fumble recovery?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I just think that you know, they came strong that second half. It seemed like we're just a little bit flat there. But coming into this week, we got the annoyingly named Zizzers coming into our field. Now, I know that there's more history that goes back, and it's probably in this book here in front of me, but as long as I've been around with these guys, we won in 21, and then 20, and then, of course, we lost to them the last time we went down there and played them. You know, so we're kind of 1-1 with these Zizzers here in the last few years. So is there what are we looking at here, guys? You know, James, from what do you think we're looking at here? Are we looking at anything different?
I mean, honestly, we've kind of been talking about that. They're kind of the same kind of scheme team, and I mean, they just kind of accomplish their things better. I mean, everybody's going to be doing their scheme a lot better now time, and they're going to have it. It's nothing new we haven't seen,
Right.
scheme wise, but I don't really know.
It's not like looking at trigonometry type deal.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something you guys have been seeing all season, and you're just ready for it. And we're just in the postseason now. This is, whether we like it or not, this is for the seniors here at this table. This is the last football game you guys will play at Porter Stadium. Does that hit into you just yet?
I hadn't thought about that. No.
I think I told Nicholas about that just yesterday. It was like, this is, no matter what, this is your last home game at Porter Stadium. You know, and I think for you seniors to come out there, I think there ought to be just a little bit more fire. It's like you're coming out with a W from this game here on Friday night, because it's a monumental game. It's a big game for you guys. You know, and you guys are wanting to play down in St. Louis the next week, and then obviously from there to Missouri Western. But I think that'll be a special thing, kind of a special atmosphere. It definitely will be colder. Hopefully the rain will be stopped by the game time. But G, what are you kind of thinking about this week's game, and what are you guys are doing to prep for these guys?
Like James said, it's not what they do offensively isn't anything we haven't seen before. They're just very efficient at doing it. They're big and physical. They're probably going to be one of the more physical teams we've seen so far. But they're going to have a similar style offense to what Odessa had. They use a running back on some power schemes, RPO schemes, counter schemes, stuff like that. They just have a defense that just flat out attacks. Their whole philosophy is to get upfield, get in the backfield, and cause havoc in the backfield. So it's good. It's going to be a good physical team. It's going to be a fist fight through four quarters. So
right.
Our guys need to be ready for that. And like I said, scheme wise, it's not a whole lot different from what we've seen. But it's just they're better at doing it than a lot of the people we've seen.
Well, it seemed like Odessa last week. I think he threw 37 passing attempts, and I think he completed, like 17 or something like that. And he was still, 200 yards plus passing there. Are we going to be seeing more run, more pass? What are we kind of expecting out of West Plains?
They're going to throw the ball. I mean, it very well could be another 30-pass game. Now, if they start getting a lot of success running the ball, obviously I could see them wanting to do that, but they have shown over the last games that we've seen that they want to put the ball in their quarterback's hands, and they got a couple good receivers, all-state returning receiver. So that's we're going to get a good chunk of both of it, but expect ball to be in the air.
Right. I think that what kind of we're going to have to pass the mic here to Noah Brown. That's right. I call him out. Noah, switch that button on there, make it go red. Kind of get it about right there. Should be good. So we're going to talk to number 77, Noah Brown. He's offensive left tackle over here for Hannibal Pirates. He's next to Aiden Scott. And, of course, the spinal column of the offensive line is Patrick Arthaw, the center. He's shaking his head over there. So, Noah, and of course, Noah doesn't have a headset on, so he's trying to read my lips or just kind of listen across the table. What kind of defensive schemes are they running? Like a 4-3? Are they running something different, or is this something like normal that you're used to?
Well, actually, we got very lucky this week because they're running basically the same defensive scheme as Odessa up front. They have basically 3 linebackers in the back, though.
Okay.
Where Odessa only had 1, which makes it really easy for us to learn the plays, because usually each week we have to relearn each play because we play a different front each week.
Right.
And now it's just repetitive plays, so we'll continuously get better and better at each play.
Right. So you guys are pretty confident, pretty comfortable with going against what they've got that they're going to come up there for. And even if they did try to make a switch on you guys, I probably don't think they're going to try to do that. I don't think they'd probably try to change their defensive schematics. They're going to go with what they know. But that's good to know that you guys are kind of ready for that. Now, as far as also Noah's defensive tackle on the defensive line too, what are you kind of focusing on for them this week?
Well,
defensively,
offensively, they're very big up front. So we have to work on hands and basically getting past them and wearing them out, and because they're big, but they'll wear out too. So we have to give it 100% every rep to basically wear them out and shoot our hands and rip and pull and stuff to
Right.
get
Now,
them off balance.
Are they as big as we are?
No, they're not bigger than Nick. They're basically all about my size.
Well, Nick was 6'6" and 300 pounds, so
they're basically all about my height and weight. So
no, they've got some size to them.
They've got size, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Noah. Patrick, the nucleus of the offense here. He's chuckling every time, putting more and more pressure on Patrick. But he's supposed to take that. He's a twin, so he's got to take the pressure. All right, Pat. Offensively, are you going to think? You think we're going to be running the same plays that we've done thus far? I know you guys had some different shifting. You kind of lined up in one formation. You guys did some shift, out of different formations, kind of change the dynamics of the looks of the play. But are those plays kind of the same that you've been running, and just kind of shift them out into different formations?
Yeah, we didn't put much new in this week. We're running a lot of our base stuff and just making some tweaks to it to fit the defense they run and
right
for what that would work for.
Right. Okay. I mean, it sounds pretty good. Same thing for you on defense side. Plays defensive tackle there. You're not in there all the time. You kind of come back and forth, don't you, on defense there? I mean, I'd say being the nucleus of the offense, you need to have a little bit of breather there every now and then. So, defensively focusing in. What kind of running back are we going to be looking at going against for them?
That running back's good. He's quick. He can break tackles. I mean,
what kind of size are we looking at?
He's not overly big, but he's not small. He's about 6 foot. 180. Yeah.
180. Good size running back. So he's just a little bit smaller than Cade.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I think we would have a lot of problems if they had a shifty guy that was about the size of Cade, but they had the shiftiness of Darian, which I don't know too many guys that have that type of shiftiness that Darian has. But that's kind of Alex Arod, our thought says he does. I'm going to call BS on that one there. I've seen it. The man's he's got great hands of glue there. He caught a lot of passes again this last week, and just a go-to kind of guy there. Does your brother give you any crap? So obviously your twin brother's the tight end. He's catching passes. He's saying, yeah, I'm getting my name in the books, and you're just the nucleus of the offense. But it's my name that goes in the paper.
Yeah, he after his first touchdown, he said, "You'll never have any more touchdowns than I will." After his first one.
Well, that's brotherly banter back there. But Nicholas, if you want to take that orange mic there, want to talk to Nick, you kind of did tell me the other night, kind of what those guys were running. Just hand that over there to your brother there. You kind of did tell me about their defensive schematics and what you guys were looking at, you and Philip on your right side there. So you think you're going to have a guy more lined up a little bit closer to head up on you? Is that what you were saying to me the other night? You need to turn that microphone on.
They're not quite like Odessa up front. They Odessa shaded inside of me. I'll have a guy head up this week.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's going to worry you too much there with your size going against a guy, and you're pretty quick. If some of the guys going to try to rush on the outside of you, I've seen how you shift and kind of do a great pass blocking there towards the outside. So, and congratulations to you, Nick. Mark and Joel voted on that last week here for your performance and play there for your award for the end of the game there. But you did a stand-up job. You made a lot of pancakes there. I think you worked for IHOP. I'm sure you need a paycheck from IHOP, but I don't think that's going to get 1 cent in the mail here for you. But it's wishful thinking. Nicholas, what are you kind of expecting out of the game here for you this week? What are you kind of wanting yourself to focus in on here?
I just want to, play my game and try and shut down their DNs and get to the second level as much as I can.
Right. And folks, when he's talking about getting to the second level, he's the offensive tackle. If he has another tackle or defensive end in front of him, that would be the first level or first line. The linebackers would be that secondary line that he's talking about getting to. And if Nicholas or Noah or any of the guards, if these guys of ours get to that second level and block those linebackers, we're gaining yardage. Our running backs are getting positive yardage there. And that's when they're going to do that. Obviously, if we're on a passing mode, the guys are going into a pass block situation, which is totally different totally different world for that. We're not looking to block linebackers other than picking up a blitz. But Nicholas, pass this over here to Chums. Again, as I said last week, Chums, you've made a big stride here this year and become a key part of that defensive line. And there's times you've been in there on offensive line too. But this last week again, I kind of showed you a picture there earlier. You can kind of racking the guy's face, coming back in there and getting after that quarterback. Again, kind of talk about the confidence that you get every single week, of getting out there on that field. Every time you guys run down the middle of the field there for the start in that football game, or if it's an away game, you're just kind of coming down that sideline, that confidence that you've kind of gotten for yourself.
Yeah, at this point in the season, I've just been really confident in my skills and know that I can know what I can do, and I just do whatever I can to get to the quarterback. I think I was probably told 50 times the other night to get the quarterback. So, I just do whatever I can to get there.
Well, I mean, you've done a stand-up job there every single time there. But hey, guys, we're going to take a little break here real quick. We're going to send it back to the studio with Danny here for about a minute, and then we're going to come back and have Coach G just kind of go over a few other things here and talk about that last game at Porter Stadium again. But this is Joe Thomas with 96.9 KHBL for your Hannibal Pirates Radio. Arr.
Crescent Jewelry has always been the Hannibal Pirates' #1 fan. They know and appreciate the efforts and determination these young men must have to enjoy a successful season. Crescent Jewelry has used the same principles to run their business. Your local hometown jeweler for all your jewelry needs is Crescent Jewelers. They offer quality jewelry. Like the Pirates, they try hard to go that extra yard. Crescent Jewelry, 207 Broadway in downtown Hannibal since 1842.
The employees and directors of F&M Bank and Trust Company thank you for rooting on the Hannibal Pirates on KHBL Radio. Since 1870, F&M Bank has been cheering on Hannibal. As the Pirates settle into their new home, F&M is happy to be a part of this new era of Hannibal Pirate football. Together, F&M Bank, along with our customers, have been and will continue to be a part of progress in our community. F&M Bank and Trust Company, Hannibal's biggest fan. Go Pirates!
Are you concerned about the economy, interest rates, or current market conditions? For timely information based on sophisticated research, Raymond James Financial Advisor Steve Virel, located in Hannibal, can be contacted at 221-4500. He can discuss your specific needs and help to provide you with investment choices that make sense for you. To make an appointment with Steve Virel, his office can be reached at 221-4500. Raymond James Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Life well planned. Go Pirates!
Women are exceptional. In the workplace, in the home, in the community. We fill so many roles vital not only to our success, but also the success of those around us. We deserve health care that is as exceptional as we are. Blessing Health meets the varied needs of every woman, from OBGYN care and breast health to pediatrics for those of us who have little ones in our life. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
All right, welcome back, Hannibal Pirate fans. Joe Thomas down here with Coach Jeff Griswinder and a whole litany of the Hannibal Pirates football team at 108 South Main Street at Frozen Sippies. Marcus Allen's wonderful joint here is every Tuesday night that we do. Coach, we got a few more minutes left here. Let's just give me your words to kind of summarize a little bit of last week's game, kind of what you talked about with those guys going into the locker room after the game, and then what we kind of foresee happening here later on this week.
As far as last week, I thought we played well. We had about 450 yards of offense. There was a couple drives that we'd get down the field, and then a penalty to put us behind the sticks, and it'd get us out of our flow. So, those are really main things offensively, clean up our penalties and make sure when we're getting down there in the red zone that we're putting it in the end zone. Defense just needs to keep up with what they've been doing all year, and that's shutting the run down. Trying to make quarterback and receivers beat us, and like I said, that's tough to do for a high school team to just put the game in the quarterback receivers' hands, because a lot of things need to go right for a pass to work. So, and on top of the guys are on top of our coverage, they look great today. So we're expecting stuff that's worked on us in the past game. West Plains definitely has the ability to do those types of things. So We're just fixing those things that teams have found some weaknesses in. And then same offensively, some of the little issues that we've had problems with. Just fixing those types of things and going in and doing what we've done well all year.
Yeah, I think you're right, guys. I'm gonna give everybody just a real quick little tidbits for you guys too. I'm gonna pass it down here to Noah. Noah, kind of start us off here. Your kind of thought, how you want to kind of come out as your final home game at your home stadium, Porter Stadium, on Friday night.
I want to come out and make a statement. Play assignment football. I want to be physical up front, put people in the dirt, and I want West Plains to leave knowing that they never want to come back.
All right, I like it. We're going to take the nucleus of the offense here, Mr. Patrick Arthod. Your thoughts going into your final home game at Porter Stadium. Your final game here at Porter Stadium here Friday, whether we win or lose. This is your final game at Porter Stadium Friday night. Kind of what are you wanting to make is kind of your statement that night?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's the last game, but we gotta stick to the game plan and play assignment football.
Play assignment football. Assignment football is the key there. A-Rod Arthod right across the table. Make sure that microphone's on for me. You got a red light? Got it good? Put it right up there close to your face. What are you kind of wanting to do for your final game at Porter Stadium?
Well, I'm hoping to make a impact in the game with blocking and receiving if I can get any. Just playing assignment football is the key to winning. We'll do just fine.
Yeah, I think so. James, you got the headset on. So, yeah, go ahead, James. Your final home game. What does this mean to you, being all the years playing here at Hannibal?
I mean, it's just kind of been the dream of playing and everything and making it this far, but really want to come out and make that big statement, really want to be a big impact, really knock them right in the teeth and play assignment football.
Love it. Nicholas, you got the microphone in hand here, sitting down with his fourth slushie. So,
second
slushie. Your final home game, Nicholas, talk about what that means to you and what you plan on being, leaving that field. It's a time to everybody kind of says those little quotes, leave it all on the field, because this is the last home game you're going to have at Porter Stadium.
Well, I just want to go out there and have fun with all the teammates that I've been playing this game with for years, and come out with a win by playing assignment football with you guys.
Now, can any of you guys give me the definition of assignment football?
Doing your job.
There we go. I love it. Good job, Nicholas. That's part of why you're probably player of the game last week, because you're so smart. Mr. Nyson, Mr. Chumley, you're the young guy at this table here. You're a sophomore, but I think you're probably playing a level of football that's higher than that. From what we've seen this whole year, what you've been able to come out and do and show and prove. But with playing with these guys here, their last game at Porter Stadium, your last game at Porter Stadium this year for you, what does it mean to you?
As long as we come out and play assignment football, I think we'll do all right. I want to make a run, so.
I think you guys, along with myself and my colleagues, Mark Dell, Joel Booth, Terry Sampson, which Terry's down there in Florida right now. It's a little too warm for me this time of year, Terry. It's got to be a little bit cooler like this fall weather for deer season. But I think you guys had something special from day one coming in this year. I think we all knew it. I think you guys knew it. I think Coach Gershwiner and the coaches probably had to, at times, probably put a, like a realistic, like you guys have something special here. Not wanting the heads to get too big, but like we've got something special here. As long as you guys go out and play assignment football, then there was something special to be had here. And I think that's we all agree upon that you guys have something very special to go all the way and get over to Missouri. Boy, it'd kind of be nice if it was at Mizzou. Just we would like to have a little bit more payback than what we did back in 21, but nonetheless, wherever it's at, I don't care if it's played in a country farm field, just getting to that next level. But, you guys can't look over to Parkway North or the St. Mary South this week. You guys got to look at West Plains. And as long as you guys take care of that business of that assignment football that you just gave me that definition of, then I think we're going to be I think we'll come out on top, and I'll say by 2 touchdowns. Is that a good predicament? I feel pretty confident with that predicament. At least 2 touchdowns. I get a head nod down there from the nucleus of the offense. 2 touchdown victory, Patrick. 2 touchdown victory this week at least. 3. The nucleus is calling the 3 touchdowns. So, we'll kind of hold that to him. I think, we're going to come out there and play some hard-nosed smash-mouth football as Hannibal Pirates always do. Defense is going to come out there ready to strap on and bust guys, chin straps off their helmets and just be ready to play hard-nosed football. But, Coach, last comment.
I think guys are ready. Just need to stay focused, come out physical.
All right, that's it.
Play assignment football.
Well, it seems like that was the catchphrase for this year. But for Mark Dowell, Joel Booth, Terry Sampson, and myself, and Alex Myers, this is Joe Thomas down at Frozen Sippy signing off for another Pirate this week in Pirate football. Guys, you come out there Friday night. This is the last Porter Stadium game this year, 7 o'clock. Got to go on the Mish's website, buy the tickets. They're $6 a piece. If you guys are going off to deer camp again, make sure you key into us on khbl.com. Click listen and launch player, and you can listen to us out there in your deer stand. So, thank you very much, Danny, Mary. It's been a pleasure this year, and we're looking for another couple more weeks. But this is Joe Thomas signing off at Frozen Sippies, 108 South Main Street, KHBL 96.9. Arr.
Ready, go! Pirate Radio, KHBL LP, Hannibal.